And a welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Great Lakes Honda City studios. Great Lakes Honda City available to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Go and visit them Monday through Saturday for sales and service. And now is the perfect time to find your new ride. We're heading into the warmer weather. We are getting excited for maybe some family travel, some family trips. So you got to figure out, are we going to do it in the Ridgeline? Are we going to do it in the Pilot, the CRV, the HRV? The time to choose your next ride is today. The place to go is Great Lakes Honda City on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Open for sales and service Monday through Saturday. Find out more information at greatlakeshondacity.com. I am so happy to be here with you at the end of April, the final Monday in April, here April 28th, as Murph and I are having a Murph Monday. And we will be spending today all on sports cards, all on the trading card world. And that is proudly presented by GG Cards and Breaks. So without further ado, let me bring in the man of this broadcast here with me, my other half of DT and Murphy, Mr. Murph, as we will speak on sports cards, the sports card world of buying, selling, and trading, grading, the stock market feel to it. And we have not one, not two, but 3 boxes to break, brought to you by GG Cards and Breaks and purchased at GG Cards and Breaks on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. 2021 Playoff Blaster Box. Why? Because I wanted Josh Allen. Pulse, which has one of our rookies here that has just been through the NFL draft. What rookie are we going to get? On-card autograph per box. Just one. Who's it going to be? Travis Hunter and Tedoroa McMillan are on the front. And, of course, we have the big box for today, the Premiere Illusions. There's the Hobby Illusions. There's the Blaster Illusions. This is the Premiere edition of the Illusions, and you're supposed to get at least one autograph and one memorabilia card in these 50 cards in this box. So we're doing all football today. Murph, how are you?
Doing good, dude. I'm excited for this one. This is one of those shows that we've been talking about doing forever and just haven't really gotten around to doing it. And I'm excited to kind of get into it, like take a real deep dive, not just about like the stuff that we got. And believe me, I got some cards to show off later.
Yeah.
But we've got, we're going to talk a little bit about, how the market works and how sports card, collecting and the hobby and everything works in general. So, anybody out there that wants to kind of get into it, it'll be a cool thing for us to, educate a little bit on from there.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for this. And, Murph and I spent a lot of time in the sports card world. Murph is doing his own show, traveling to a bunch of shows. I've traveled to some shows. Obviously, I work closely with GG Cards and Breaks. We do trade night every month. And then once a season, winter, spring, summer, and fall, we head off to the Wildcat to do the GG Cards and Breaks trade night on the road at the Wildcat Sports Pub on 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. And for the rest of the year, we do it at the store at GG Cards and Breaks on 639 Delmar Place at Syracuse, New York. So I've been exposed to this world of sports cards, buying, selling, and trading. So has Murph. Murph, I'm going to defer to you because you go to a lot of shows, you travel to a lot of places, and you're constantly wheeling and dealing. So just what you can say about the current climate of the buying, selling, and trading that happens with sports cards.
It's been great, man. A lot of people will go to shows, whether they're, going as a collector and just looking to, buy or trade or whatnot, or if you're getting set up as a vendor at a show. A lot of people are going to go, they're going to, bring their cards with them and enjoy themselves. That's the most important part of the hobby is just, going out and enjoying yourself. Whether it be, certain cards that you like to collect, or, if you do it partly like me, where you're, looking for cards that you like, but also cards that you can, flip and make a little bit of money on. That's the beauty of this. I hate to call it a business, but it is in a way. If you do it like, at least for me, like the way that I do it, I enjoy myself when I do it. Yet I also treat it a little bit like a business, right? So it's been a lot of fun. You see a lot of different things at sports card shows, whether you're up here in the Northeast. I've been to shows in Florida. I'm going to be at the National this year, so that's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to that. You're going to see lots of different types of cards that people like to collect, lots of different people that collect and everything. So at least for me, the way I kind of treat it, and obviously you do it a little bit differently than I do, so I'll let you kind of speak on that after I kind of show how I do it. But for me, I don't like to hold a card for more than a couple of weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Personally, because for me, I look at it from a, I want to flip this card and make money, but I'm also buying cards that I like. So, prime example here, like I'll buy cards of guys that I like and everything. So, like this one here, this Evan Carter rookie auto. Yes, I bought this as an investment. I'm probably gonna have to hold this until he gets called back up, for this particular one. But I like Evan Carter, and I don't have an issue holding on to it if I have to. Like if it's a card that I end up holding for a while. This Francisco Alvarez is another prime example. This was a card that was in my PC for a while. I still like it. Like I don't have a problem keeping this card, but at the same time, if I move it, it's not the end of the world. I like it, but I don't mind holding it. That's why I get cards of guys that I wouldn't mind holding.
Yeah.
So I'll try to flip, as quickly as possible. So, I'll buy a card, let's say a week and a half ago, right? Ideally, I'd like to have sold it already and made a profit on it. If I still have it, that's okay. But I'm really just trying to find value in the cards that I buy. So, like, if I can get a good deal on a card where I could pay 80% or sometimes even less, on occasion you can get a card for less than 80%. You're usually going to do okay because you could sell at 90%, and you're going to be able to do that at a lot of shows. For me, like when I go to the Philly show or when I go to like bigger shows, it's easy for me to move a ton of stuff.
Yeah. Because
my prices are usually pretty fair. And my prices are fair because I buy at good prices. So when you can buy it, and realistically, 80% is like the number. Like if you can buy cards at 80% of what they're recently selling for,
yeah,
you can sell for 85 or 90%. I'm not going to hold out to get 120%. I might price it there, but I always negotiate from there. So anybody that comes and sees me at shows that knows me will see, I'll have a card priced right around comps, maybe just above comps. And I'm always willing to negotiate down because you can always come down on your price. You can't go up on your price. So if you have a card that's stickered at $400,
yeah,
and it's worth $450, you're not going to get more than $400. At least if you price it at $450, maybe someone offers you $410 or $400. Because most of the time you're not going to get your full sticker price for most cards. So you might be able to get $400 for that $450 card in that particular case. So for me, I like to keep it moving. I try to, get it in, get it out quick. And I try to go with what's hot at the time. So if I hold on to a card for more than 2-3 weeks, it typically means I'm going to lose money on it. Not always, but I don't necessarily worry too much about losing money on a card because if there's a card, quote unquote, losing money on, realistically, I can make a way, or I can trade that card into something where maybe I can profit, right? So if it's a card where I'm into for $100 and now it's only worth like 80 or 85, I can trade for a card that might be worth 90 somewhat straight up. Maybe that $90 card goes up in value. So when I'll make those trades, I'll be looking for a card that I think is a better long-term investment. Now, I'll still invest in cards, and we'll get into, how that part works later with like prospecting in baseball and in football and stuff like that. I'm much better at prospecting in baseball than I am in football, just for the record. But, that part of it is where, for me, I find I enjoy a lot of it. Because you find out who some of these good minor leaguers are that, maybe you've never heard of before. Guys, and it makes you pay more attention to the draft. Because you're going to be looking for these guys' cards. Like last year, obviously, Everybody wanted Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
But because football cards don't come out until middle of the season, by the time Donruss came out, everybody wanted Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Because Jaden Daniels was having a much better rookie year. That's the one thing I don't like about football with their stuff, is their cards come out so late. Optic 2024 Optic just came out.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago. It is April of 2025. Why is this just coming out now? This stuff should not be coming out now. But by this time already, like, it is the end of April. Top Series 1 has already been out for almost a month. Top Series 2 comes out sometime, I think, at the end of May. Topps Update and Topps Chrome and everything, that stuff's out in July or August.
Yeah.
You'll still get stuff at the end of the year. Like, you'll still get Bowman Draft that comes out at the end of the year for, for the guys that are in the current year's draft class. But, you're not waiting until the middle. Like, it's not like end of the season or middle of next season that you're just now getting these cards. Like, Juan Soto's already got his first Mets card from Topps. He already has it. Francisco Lindor signed a deal with Topps, so now he's going to be signing autos in a Mets uniform, which is awesome. I can't wait to get one of those cards. So that is the one thing that I think baseball has an advantage on over football, is the fact that you can buy these cards earlier, and not have to wait so long. Optic, man, it is the end of April, and Optic just now came out. Literally. It is absurd how long you have to wait for Optic, because it's one of the best sets. Prism didn't come out till December. The season was over. But because Prism came out so late, you had one of the very first Prism PSA 10s of Jaden Daniels, just the base card.
Yeah.
After they won their playoff game against the Lions, sold for $2,500.
Yeah.
A base card. I don't feel bad for the guy that bought that, by the way. That's your own damn fault for being stupid like that. It's because the guy that graded it and got it graded, got it back quick.
Yeah.
That is one way that you could take advantage of this, and we'll talk about that more when we get into the grading aspect. But if you grade cards that just come out and you get them back quick enough, you can get rid of them really quick before their prices start to plummet.
Well, yeah, and like you said, I mean, you're hoping to buy something at 80% and then maybe sell it at 95, 90%, 85%. And you said, I might price it at 120, right? Maybe the card's worth $100. I buy it at 80%, right? So I buy it for $80 and then I put it in my case for 120, right? It's worth 100. I got it for 80. I put it in for 120. But I can negotiate down. You can't negotiate up, like you said. Mm-hmm. You can never negotiate up. Whatever your price, I'm a businessman. I have business. I'm constantly working with clients all the time. You cannot negotiate above what you're asking for. So the reality is the price that you have, and you got to be smart with it. And these things change. And Murph is notorious for coming to me the night before a show and saying, "Did you price your cards?" And I'm like, kind of. And by kind of, I mean I've priced 4 out of 80. And so, but
so like little stuff, like the stuff that's like $1 or $2 stuff, I never change those prices.
Right.
I just put them in the box, and I don't. That stuff I'm not really all that worried about. But for stuff that is worth like $50, $100, like I'm repricing that stuff all the time, just because I might have to update it because maybe it goes up or maybe it goes down. It's always good to check and see if your cards go up in value, because then you can re-sticker them higher than what you previously had them for.
Right. And it's something that you have to consistently do and you have to consistently look at, because, there's certain players that people are going to want, right? CJ Stroud was really hot last year, but then coming through last year, he's not as hot right now because he had a down year. Things didn't go as well. So going into last season, going into the 2024-25 season, CJ Stroud autographs were high, buying them were high, resell was high, everything was high. The base cards were high, the PSA 10s were high. If you had anything of CJ Stroud, sell. If you held on to it and you got through mid-season, the end of the season, well, now you got a CJ Stroud base card PSA 10 and it's worth $100 at the beginning of the season. Now it's worth $27. There's also the side of the fact that when you buy a card, you have to think about, am I buying it in season? Am I buying it out of season? Right? If I want to get a bunch of baseball, let's say I don't have a ton of baseball cards. Let's say I got a ton of football, because I lean more toward football growing up as a kid, football and basketball. I didn't have as much baseball. Now I have more baseball, but it's still dwarfed by the amount of football that I have. So if I want to buy baseball and I want to get some Shohei Ohtanis, let's say I want to get some Shohei Ohtani rookies, I'm going to wait until the end of the season. I'm going to wait until everything dies down.
You'd probably want to wait till like December, January to buy that stuff. But yeah,
because you want to wait, right? You got to wait on some stuff, or you wait until somebody gets injured, because then you say, okay, I can get my Shohei Ohtani stuff cheaper now because he's not at full strength right now. And it's not that you ever wish that somebody gets injured. I'm just telling you a time to do it. If someone is injured or it's out of season. So if I'm looking to buy baseball and I want Corbin Carroll and it's Corbin Carroll's rookie season and all his autos are high and his rookie cards are high and everything's high, I wait until the end of the season. Arizona lost in the World Series. So because they didn't win, it's not going to go up. So now it's the end of the World Series. We're in November. Now it's December. Now it's January. February, I can go get my Corbin Carroll $100 cards for $40. So you have to look at, is a player injured? Did they have a good season? Is it out of season? Because if you're selling cards out of season, you might have a card you spent $300 on. You got a $300 Jaden Daniels graded card. And that $300 Jaden Daniels graded card, you're trying to sell it, and you're trying to sell it in March. So people are saying, I'll give you 100, I'll give you 150, I'll give you 127. But they don't want to give you $300 because they say, well, I went on eBay and they're all selling for 150, and they're not taking into account Jane Daniels had a really good year, but they're selling for less right now because it's off season. So you might want to hold on to that Jaden Daniels card after he's had such a good season and not sell it in March, not sell it in April, not sell it in May. You might want to sell that card during training camp. You might want to sell that card right at the beginning of the season. So don't get swindled into selling a card for far less because people are quoting eBay prices in the off season. I think that's another important thing.
Oh, absolutely. And the big thing too is and I made myself a note of this, and I'm committed to this already. I will not invest in any of these rookie quarterbacks from this past year's class, so Daniels, Williams, any of those guys, after the National. I made that mistake last year with Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud. Mark my words, Jaden Daniels, regardless of how he plays, will follow the CJ Stroud trajectory. Beginning of the season, cards are going up and up and up and up and up. Season starts, they're going to level out. They'll be 3 or 4-0, and the cards will go down. Why? Who the hell knows? But CJ Stroud and the Texans were 3-0, and I lost $200 on that card, the Prism Silver. I bought a Prism Silver of CJ Stroud for $900, I think, something like that, or $950, at the Brotherly Love show in August, a week before the season started. I figured, all right, I'll move it quick. Didn't. Ended up trading out of it for $700 when they were 3-0 because it went down in price. So don't fall for rookie quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams and Bo Nix. Like Bo Nix will probably be, or one of Bo Nix or Caleb Williams will follow the Anthony Richardson trajectory, where they fall off a cliff once the season starts. I paid $750 for an Anthony Richardson downtown, which I then sold in November for $275.
Yeah.
Now, if I held out a little longer, and I probably could have gotten over $400 for it and done a little bit better, I just cut my losses at that point. Partly because the guy I sold it to bought a whole bunch of other stuff from me, and it was easier to make the deal that way, and I didn't feel bad selling the card to him. I lost $500 on that card, just about.
Yeah.
So take it from me, who's lost $700 on 2 cards, Don't be stupid and buy that stuff before the season starts. Buy it leading up, but get rid of it before the season starts. That's my plan for the year. I will buy Daniels and Stroud, or Daniels and Williams and Bo Nix. Like, I'll buy them all the way up until about the middle of July. I'll sell them all at the National, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or just after the National. And then I won't buy their stuff again. I won't. I'll be buying baseball at that. Like, going into the National, I will probably be buying mostly baseball, some football.
Yeah.
I'll still buy football at the National. Don't get me wrong. I'll still buy Daniel's stuff and everything, because the table that I'm going to be working at, you know, the guy that I'm working for is buying, but he's letting us, we're going to get to look. You know, we can't necessarily buy at the table, but we can buy, he can buy them, and then we can buy them from him for, you know, whatever. So we're going to be helping him with that. So if we see a good card come to the table, you know, obviously he's going to get the first, you know, if he wants to keep it, he's going to keep it. Or we could just buy it from him, whatever we want to do. But, like, I'll be looking, you know, if I can get a good deal on a quarterback, on a Daniels or a you know, any of that stuff, I'll probably do it.
Yeah.
But once I get home from the National, once I fly home and get back in the door, I'm not buying quarterbacks anymore. I will be starting to focus on the new class, on the new guys, even though I don't really like the quarterbacks from this class. So, like, Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders and Ewers and all those guys. I don't really like this class
Kyle
at all.
Kyle McCord.
And Kyle McCord, who apparently might end up being a day 3 pick. I figured he might be a second-round pick. Now he's probably going to be a day 3 pick for what? I don't know. I'd love to see the Jets pick him in round 4.
It's all. It's what did I tell you, man? I've told you this a million times. We talk about it all the time. It's all about narratives. The narrative has been Shedeur Sanders. The narrative has been Cam Ward. Those narratives were started at the beginning of the season. People can't seem to give up narratives. They got to keep holding on to narratives when the reality of the fact is simple. He's a really good quarterback. Speaking of Kyle McCord, he's arguably the best quarterback in the draft right now. But because of preseason narratives, people want to act like he's not. That's what it comes down to. It's preseason narratives that people will not let go of. That's all it is. That's all it is. And unfortunately, we got to hear more about Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward than the guy who had more passing yards than everyone in the country, including the two of them. Mm-hmm. More than Will Howard, more than Riley Leonard, more than Arch Manning, more than Quinn Ewers, more than Jackson Dart. But they don't want to talk about them because of narratives. The narrative is, you got to look at the commercials for the NFL draft that we just saw this past week. Look at all the commercials. Shedeur, Cam, Shedeur, Cam, Shedeur, Cam, Ashton Genty, Shedeur, Cam, Shedeur, Cam. They're literally telling you, prognosticate, you're going to draft it. You have to, like, if this is somebody who doesn't get drafted high, then it's almost like the media and the world are going to, like, smack you for it. The reality is the reality, okay? Guys show who they are, women show who they are by what they do, not by hype. Hype will make you buy a bunch of things that aren't worth anything. So, and I'm not saying that these players are not worth something. I'm saying hype will make you do stupid things. Mm-hmm. And that's why I don't buy into hype. I watch. I'm not saying Shedeur hasn't done some great things. And I'm not saying Cam Ward hasn't done some great things. I'm saying Kyle McCord had similar opponents as Cam Ward, and he beat those opponents. Cam Ward had to come back and barely beat those opponents at the end of a game. Head-to-head, Kyle McCord beat Cam Ward. Head-to-head, Miami was no match for Syracuse. Head-to-head of Kyle McCord versus the entire country, he's got more passing yards than the entire nation. The whole nation. He has passed for more yards in a single season than any Syracuse quarterback ever. Passing Ryan Nassib. Passing Eric Dungy. Passing Marvin Graves. Passing Don McPherson. Passing Donovan McNabb. He has more single-season passing touchdowns at Syracuse than all of those quarterbacks and everyone in the history of Syracuse. And he has more single-season passing yards than every single quarterback in the history of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Every ACC quarterback ever, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, famous Jameis, everyone, Russell Wilson, who was there for a beat, every quarterback in the history of the ACC is below Kyle McCord in passing yards in a single season. So you could say narratives, but I talk about facts. That's why I will fight for the things I believe in, because I talk about facts, not narratives. So listen, whoever your team drafted this past week, I hope it works out. But just understand something. Hype was in favor of Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Hype was not in favor of Riley Leonard, Jackson Dart, Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, or Kyle McCord. Let's see what Hype does.
Look at Bo Nix. Bo Nix. Nobody expected Bo Nix to be great.
Wait a minute.
You did.
Me and Papa Joe.
Yes.
I'm going to give Papa Joe credit. Papa Joe is 1. I am 2. Papa Joe said it first. I said it second. We both said it before the draft. And we both predicted 13th pick Denver Broncos, Bo Nix. And I said before the season started, the best quarterback of this class of 2024 will be Jaden Daniels. The second best will be Bo Nix. I was like, some people agree with me on Jaden. I don't think anybody was trying to put their money on me when I said Bo. And they both made the playoffs. Prove to me that Bo Nix wasn't the second best quarterback of that draft class. He was. 2 quarterbacks made the postseason, Jaden and Bo. Bo changed that team. Bo changed that team. That defense had a tremendous job, and I give a ton of credit to the defense. And Bo changed the dynamic of an offense that couldn't score the ball a season before. So people can say what they want to say. But guess what? I sold my Bo Nix autograph that I got numbered to 100. So I banked on Bo, and it paid off. This time around, I'm banking on McCord. And I got some other thoughts about some other guys. But I'm leaning on McCord. And not because he played for my hometown. Because if you get that guy enough time, he will pick apart your defense. That man helped change Syracuse's trajectory in a single season. Imagine what Syracuse would have been if they had him for 2 or 3.
Syracuse legitimately could have made the playoff this coming year had he still had eligibility left.
Yeah.
That would have been really, really interesting to see. But you're absolutely right. I mean, I didn't believe in Bo Nix. I thought he was better than Caleb Williams, but I didn't sit here and necessarily say he was going to be great.
Yeah.
I think by default, I thought he'd be the second best quarterback in that class. But, it hasn't really – I mean, it's definitely worked out in his favor for that, for sure. But, at least last year, safe to say, I have been right so far. Caleb Williams has not been great. I think the Bears would have been better off trading that pick, getting an absolute haul, and keeping Justin Fields. Yeah. Now, the Jets get the benefit of using Justin Fields at quarterback. So, again, don't know how that's going to go. We'll see. But, yeah, you hit the nail on the head, though. I mean, you got to look at where guys go. You got to see the situations that they end up in. And we don't know. We don't know if Tennessee's going to work for Cam Ward. We don't know if Shedeur Sanders is going to work out. We don't know if Jackson Dart's going to work out. We just don't know. But we won't know until we see them play. However, from a card investing perspective,
yes,
folks, stay away from last year's QBs in August. Take it from me. It is not worth it. Cheap cards, $50 cards, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't invest $1,500 into 2 cards that I ended up selling for a combined $900. Do not do it. So I will not be making the mistake of buying downtowns of Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels. I have not bought a single one of either of those guys at all yet. And I don't plan to. And yes, I know I said yet. I do not plan to.
Yeah.
If I do, it's going to be a quick mover. I'm just going to try to make a little bit of money on it. But for me, I make better margins on cheaper stuff anyway. You make $10 on a $100 card versus $10 on an $800 card. Yeah. It's the same $10. I'd rather risk less money. So I'd rather spend $100. I'd rather spend $80 to make, to sell a card for 90 than $750 to sell a card for $770 or $760. It just makes more sense that way. Now there are expensive cards that I will buy that are, that I very much like. Now,
Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes, downtowns. You've done that before.
I have done that before. Kabooms as well.
Yeah.
Those are guys that are, those are better investments, right? Like, I mean, we were at Fishtown a couple of years ago, and I bought that Kaboom Jalen Hurts and had it sold that night.
Yeah.
I paid $800 for it, and I sold it for $875. Like, that's a good profit margin. I'd take that. You can't do that on a $100 card, but you got to buy the right guys. That's the hardest part, is making sure that you buy the right guys. Mahomes, never going to be a bad buy. Jalen Hurts, as of right now, not going to be a bad buy. Well, give it a couple more months, and then he'll be a better buy. Buying Jalen Hurts right now is still a little tricky because his stuff went so high. It went sky high after the Super Bowl. It's not worth buying him yet, I don't think. At least not quite yet. So, at least for me, and you guys know that I said I don't particularly like this guy, but I'll use this as an example. I traded an Ellie De La Cruz auto, which I was having a hard time moving, into a card I thought would be easier to move. This case hit Helix Caleb Williams out of Topps Chrome.
Yeah.
So far, I haven't been able to move it. However, I don't see why I couldn't get at least 3 1/4 for that.
Better hope he's got a good first 3 weeks to the season.
Yeah. Well, no, it's going to be gone long before that. Yeah. This won't make it to the National.
Okay. This
will be lucky to last another month. Because, if I get a $300 offer for it and I've been sitting on it for a while, I might just take it. That's what I paid for the Ellie.
Do you feel like he's somebody, though, like Caleb, because obviously you don't want to have a sophomore slump, but his rookie season wasn't tremendous. So when is a good time, as an example, when we talk about timing is everything, when is a good time to sell a Caleb Williams case hit, knowing that the team didn't make the playoffs, they did okay? How are you feeling with where he is right now? You don't want him to have a sophomore slump. You don't know what Chicago's going to be. They have talent, but they didn't get to the playoffs last year. They are the only team in the NFC North of 4 teams to not make it. So when is a good time to sell Caleb?
So if you're buying him now to hold on to for a little while, like as a longer-term investment, the time to sell it is week 1 of the regular season, before any games are played. Now, if you believe in him, actually, no. That is the time to sell it. Week before the regular season starts, or the regular season, basically during the preseason.
Yeah.
The month of August, anytime in the month of August. Probably the closer you get to the season starting, the higher they're going to be. The reason why is for the same reason that I got killed on C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson. Part of the problem is that there are more and more of these cards showing up and getting graded. So the more cards there are, there's less demand. So that the prices are going to come down naturally. It's just the way laws of supply and demand.
Yeah.
The reason I say that, and it's regardless of how they play, he can come out and ball out the first 2 weeks of the season. His prices are still going to go down because Optic stuff is going to have more stuff that's graded. Prism's going to have more stuff that's graded. Donruss is going to have more stuff that's graded. Mosaic, everything. More stuff's going to be graded. All the Topps Chrome stuff, the Helix, the Downtowns, there's going to be more that are graded over the next handful of months. They will go down when the season starts. C.J. Stroud and the Texans. Now, granted, C.J. Stroud didn't play amazing, but they were 3-0, and he played solid. And that card lost a quarter of its value in the time that I owned it.
Yeah.
The best time to sell Caleb, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy is the month of August, preferably near the end of August. That is one of the things that I will say right now. That take that from me. That is my plan. Granted, this is not going to make it to then because, like I said, I don't like to hold cards for more than a couple of weeks. My long-term investments are usually baseball guys. I don't do long-term investments for football, really. So for that, August 15th, it should be probably your cutoff. Go to a show, set up at a show, sell it all. Sell it at reasonable prices too. Like if you're, let's just, so I'll use this as an example just because I have it in front of me. Right? This is between a $275 and $350 card right now, give or take.
Yeah.
August 15th, it might be a $500 card. If you're into it for $300, you know full well the market's going to crash. It's a $500 card now. You sticker it at $500, and if anybody asks you, you're willing to negotiate. Right? You can take $450 for this because you will have made $150 in the process. Do not hold out for more. If you get a reasonable offer for this thing, I'm using this card as an example. If you get a reasonable offer for that card at that show that you're set up at 2 weeks before the season or a week before the season starts, take it and run. Because 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, it will not be worth the paper. Well, it won't be worth nearly what you just got for it. The other good thing too, and we're going to get into this with grading, is just timing of getting cards back. We talked about that Jaden Daniels card, that Prism that the guy got.
Yeah.
And he sold it right after they won. I made a bunch of money on Jaden Daniels just because I had cards that were graded. That is another way to profit off of that stuff. Because you can buy cards raw for nothing. What I was doing at that period of time, not to get too far ahead of myself because I know that's the next thing we're going to talk about, but I would buy a stack this high of base cards, just random, Mosaic, Donruss. I wouldn't care what the condition. Well, I'd look them over briefly, but anytime I saw Mosaic, put it in my pile. Just keep going.
Yeah.
$5, $10 cards, whatever. I'd take them home, and then I would look over the condition very, very thoroughly. If I didn't like the condition, I threw it in my value box for exactly what I paid for it. If I did like the condition, I put it to the side, and I sent it to PSA. I did really well with all that stuff. Mosaic and Donruss with Jaden Daniels, with Caleb Williams, with Bo Nix. Not as well in Prism, but in Donruss and in Mosaic, I killed it. That is where I made my money on these guys. So we'll talk more about that in a bit, but the grading aspect could be is a really interesting piece to add to this.
Yeah, and looking at Jaden Daniels, looking at where things are at, there's cards out there right now, Pro Set, right? No logo on it. And this is eBay. People trying to sell it for $350, no logo, college. $500, college. Leaf, no logo. Then you have the Topps cards, which don't have a logo either, but he is in his pro uniform. You just don't see the W on anything for the Commanders. $600. You have other Topps stuff, $200, $500. So we're talking about the cards I'm looking at right now, none of these are graded, and none of them have logos. Topps doesn't have the right to the NFL right now, and Leaf doesn't have the right to the NFL right now. So I'm looking at all this stuff, and $500, $600, $200, $300, none of these with logos. Really nice looking cards, but not a single one of them with a Washington Commander logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's something to think about, folks. And is it the right time to buy? Is it the right time to buy a Jaden Daniels card, or do we need to wait? Do we need to wait until mid-May, June, when people are holding on to these football cards? They've had Jaden Daniels, and now they're starting to worry a little bit. Okay, it's June. It's June 20th. August is right around the corner. Who knows how he's going to do this season? Are they going to make the playoffs? Maybe people want to move it. Because right now, Murph, we're in the end of April, but Jaden's still high, and he's high on college cards, and he's high on cards that don't have any logos on it, college or pro. So if I want to buy Jaden Daniels to flip, then I feel like we need to wait a little bit on this. We need to wait for that June, beginning of July, when people are getting a little concerned that they've held on to these cards too long.
Oh, absolutely. And just for reference, I pulled up this Jaden Daniels Prism Silver card, which, funny enough, I have one that I got to really look at condition and consider sending off to grading. These are, for starters, incredibly difficult to grade. So 10s of these are very, very expensive, but a 9 is only a couple $100.
Okay.
So January 22nd, that is around the time of the end of the NFC Championship game. A PSA 10 Jaden Daniels Silver Prism sold for $3,000 on eBay. It then sold a couple days later for $2,750. That card now, about 3 months later, is anywhere from about $1,200 to $1,400. Just to give you reference. Now, part of that is the fact that more and more of these are getting graded. So more and more PSA 10s are starting to pop up, so they're getting influxed into the population report. However, the market on him has cooled off quite a bit in the last 3 months for multiple reasons. Number one, they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. They lost. And number two, it's April. It's the end of April. We're next week's May. End of this week's May, actually, I should say. Actually, wait a minute. Thursday is May 1st. So we've got we've got some time between now and football season. Now is not a bad time to buy Jaden Daniels. It is not. The best time, I think, is mid to late May, because as you lead up to the National, that's where cards start to go back up. Football, at least, you have that little lull from like March to middle, end of May into June. Once you get to the middle of June, near the end of June, that's when you start to see stuff tick up and up and up and up, leading up to the National.
Yeah.
Because anybody who's anybody in cards, all the big names are going to be there. Your sports card investors, Card Collector 2, Roth Cards, anybody that you can think of that's big in the card world is going to be there. So they are going there with the intention of selling those cards. They probably have the same ideas as me. They're not really buying those cards at that time. So, they're going up with couple $1,000s or a few tens of thousands of dollars of inventory in those guys, and they're trying to move them. That's what I anticipate them doing. Now, don't be fooled and invest in these random dudes that might come out and start and drop $10,000 like Sports Card Investor did in Desmond Ridder a couple of years ago, where he got basically killed because Ridder got benched 4 weeks into the season, and now he's – what team is he on now? The Saints?
Ridder was a Raider.
Or a Raider. Wherever he – that's basically the story of Desmond Ridder, wherever the hell he ended up. The guy bought 2 1-of-1s of Desmond Ridder autos, and he spent about $30,000 on the 2 of them. Now they might be worth $3-4 grand.
Yeah.
If it's lucky.
Yeah.
So don't be stupid like that. But it's just a lot of it is just kind of getting a feel for the market, seeing where it's at, and it's timing, right? So the timing, I think, is going to be pretty good around now, and to buy those guys. And once August rolls around, mid to late August, that's the time to sell them. And that's going to be a decent time to buy baseball guys leading into the postseason, or basketball because you're in the middle of their off season. Basketball is probably a good time to buy basketball. I don't particularly like to buy basketball. That's just me. I'll buy it if the price is right and I think I can do well on a particular card. Like at the Philly show, I bought 2 different basketball cards that, one was a Paolo Banchero auto that I made a nice profit on, and I forget what the other one was. But like I'll buy basketball if I get a good deal on it. I'm not going to complain too much. Wemby's a good guy to buy right now because he's hurt, and the Spurs aren't going to be doing anything. So, but he would be a long-term investment. Once the middle of the summer rolls around, that's when you can really start to buy basketball. Same way you're able to buy football now, or even maybe in May. But it's the timing of when the season starts. Football, basketball season starts, October, around then. Same with hockey. It's the same thing. But a lot of it is just figuring out timing. And that's what last year kind of did for me, is I was able to kind of figure out what sort of timing I need to do a little bit better. I learned from that last year. I know I'm not going to buy any of those current year quarterbacks, your Daniels and those guys after the National. The new guys, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart, those guys, well, them I'll buy. No, there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff from them yet. There's going to be mostly college stuff, but I might buy a little bit of them. I'm not buying them now because they just got drafted and their stock is very, very high right now.
Yeah.
But, July, August, like that's when you could probably do okay on that stuff because people are going to be hyping up last year's quarterbacks with Daniels and Williams and Bo Nix and Penix and McCarthy. Like I'm still buying. Like I've been buying a lot of JJ McCarthy recently, and that's fine. But I've moved on my JJ McCarthy. I buy and sell it and I flip it quick.
Yeah.
Once August rolls around, I am done with that because I don't want to get stuck with any of those cards because we all know people that got stuck with their Anthony Richardson cards last year. We all know people that got stuck with CJ Stroud cards last year.
That guy.
Yeah, me. I got stuck with both of them and lost money on both of them.
Yeah, I got stuck with Kenny Pickett. I know.
You did. I mean, but realistically, for you with that downtown Kenny Pickett that you pulled, you at least didn't have a lot of money invested in it. You bought it was a $40 box.
Yeah. So
yeah, you sold it for less than you could have when you first pulled it.
Yeah.
When you first pulled it, you could have gotten $800 or $900 for it, which, hindsight, I'm sure you probably wish you'd sold it a little bit or sooner than you did.
Nobody really gave me a good offer.
Yeah.
It was an $850 card, and I got people coming up to me offering me $199. So.
Yeah. Like when it was going for $750, I don't think you ever got offered more than $500, which that's absurd.
Yeah.
Like if someone came and offered you $650, like all right,
yeah,
like that's a reasonable. Like I imagine you probably would have thought about taking that, or maybe you try to get him to $7 and you meet him at $675, or if he wants to stick at $650, if you want to move it, that's the time to do it.
My profit would have been $600 if I sold it for $675. My profit's $635. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, even what did you end up selling it to me for? Because I flipped. I think when I flipped it, I made like $10 off.
I sold it to you for like $180, so I made $140.
Yeah. So like you still made money. You could have made more, obviously, if you'd sold it sooner, but that's okay. You also felt the connection to that card.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed that card. And you didn't feel the burden of saying, I'm losing X amount of money on it.
Yeah.
Now, sure, in theory, you lost a little bit on it because you didn't sell it when you could have. But in reality, you paid $40 for the tin. You sold the card for almost $200. You did okay.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is in the case, but the reality of it was everybody wanted to look at it. Everybody wanted to talk about it. Everybody wanted to see it.
Led to other sales.
But nobody wanted to make off. Like I literally told people, I said, make me an offer. Make me an offer. Like, yes, it says $850 or it says $750, but make me an offer. Just make me an offer. If it's a respectable offer and you mean it, then I'll look into it. If it's $750 and you're offering me a $625, I'll converse with you. If it's $750 and your offer to me is $3, have a good day. If it's $750 and your offer to me is $2, but that was the thing. I never got genuine good offers. I just got people that wanted to stare at it, look at it, appreciate it, and then walk away. There was nobody that made me an actual genuine offer that had any type of respect to it. They just looked at it. They said, it's really cool, such an awesome story, and then they kept walking. So if there was an actual Steeler fan, Pittsburgh Panther fan, Kenny Pickett fan, whatever it may be, or somebody that just wanted a downtown, if somebody had come to me with a genuine offer, I would have had a conversation. But you and I were talking about, you're like, sell it, sell it. I know you want to make 1,000, but sell it at 7, sell it at this. If somebody offers you 7, sell it. But nobody offered me. It's not like 710 walked away from the table.
You didn't get that number.
I never got a number that was respectable. And so I hung on to it, not because I desperately was trying to get more money, but because if I got a car that's worth $40,000 and you offer me 2, have a good day. And that was the thing with this card. It's $1,000 card. And then for a while it was between $850 and $1,000 card. At worst, it was a 7-something card. And people are coming up to me going, that's a nice card. But no offer. So
the problem with it too, and this is the issue I have with the more expensive cards. When you get cards that are worth close to four figures, like there's a very small market of people that are buying that stuff.
100%. And it's usually other dealers that think they can flip it. So,
sure, exactly. And for the most part, now I wish I had known the people that I do know now that will buy downtowns for 90 to 95% of comps, or sometimes more. Yeah. If I did at the time, I would have had it sold for you, and you would have gotten close to comps. But obviously I didn't. I was still newish back into the game and everything. So I didn't know the people that I know now, but you enjoyed it. You had the experience of pulling it, which is, priceless. I've never pulled it downtown. I'd love to pull it downtown. The best card I ever pulled was that Adley Rutschman card that I hit out of Topps Chrome box, and it wasn't even in a break. I did it myself. Number to 50, Adley Rutschman. I sent it to SGC. It was on their website, and I think I got rid of it in a trade on Veriswap where I got about 1,300 value out of it, which was really nice. I was thrilled for that because I was into the box for $300, and I basically got out of the card I made a $900 profit on it. Even my Wyatt Langford purple that I got a SGC 1010 that I sold for $1,000. Like, it's a niche market. It took me months to sell that Adley Rutschman. I didn't sell that Adley Rutschman until the off season of the following year.
Yeah.
Now I haven't looked at what the card's worth now, even though actually I want to look it up. I'm curious. Adley Rutschman.
And while Murph's looking that up, we're going to take a step aside here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We'll come back with the Adley Rutschman news with some grading conversation. And keep in mind, folks, we will be opening not one, not two, but 3 boxes, all brought to you by GG Cards and Breaks in store. Box. We got 3 box breaks happening on this show alone. GG Cards and Breaks. Head there today for great stuff like this. They also have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Disney Lorcana. We'll see you out there at 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6 and on Sundays from 10 to 5. We'll be back right after this, where sports meets life from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Here's a message from Renee from Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. Open Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and Sundays for brunch.
It's a lot like the way that my mom and dad ran their restaurant. We have put in place a lot of people that are family to us, very similar to how my dad hired people that were family to him. And then the tradition I'm carrying on is a lot of the items that are on our menu are my dad's. And he taught our chefs how to recreate his dishes. So I think that Tommy McNerney, who our executive chef is, to him it is an art. And I think that when he does create a dish, it's not just about making the food taste delicious, which is definitely our priority, but it's an art to him, and it's almost like his canvas on a plate where he just wants the colors to look great, and people love it because he takes pride in that. And Brian and I appreciate that. We want it to obviously look good and taste good. I will tell you, when we opened up, it was 6 weeks before COVID. And what was amazing was the community, our friends and family stepped up, and everybody did takeout. Everybody supported us. Our hearts were just so filled. So to Brian and I, obviously our friends come all the time, and we just have repeat customers in Jamesville, and I think people going to our previous restaurant in Green Lakes are making the trip to come to Bryan's Landing to support us. And I mean, I think we have great food and a great atmosphere. So it's very, very important to us.
Head to Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, where memories have become recipes that are now meals to share with you. Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays for brunch. And be sure to come out for live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here is a special message from Brian Bruno, owner of Servomation Refreshments Incorporated.
I grew up in the family business, had the experience of working for a national food service company with thousands of employees. And as much as I enjoyed the experience I had, there's something about, owning my own company and being able to change the things I saw wrong with the industry firsthand, which is why I moved back to my hometown in Canastota, New York to launch Servomation. It was back in 2007. When we first started the business in 07, really you didn't find any machines with credit card readers. There's a lack of variety in machines. You got stuck with basically whatever the vending company wanted to sell that day. There's a lot of inefficiencies in the business, and those were all things that we saw as opportunities, both from a customer level to improve and from an operating level to be more efficient. We've really been at the forefront of introducing retail technology into our space. We were doing self-checkout back in 2009 before it really became a national phenomenon. The whole point of it isn't to just improve the customer experience. It's to make it feel more like a retail environment where people don't have to be afraid of what they're buying behind glass. They don't have to be afraid of not being able to see the ingredients of the packages. It was an easy transaction from that standpoint. If we were to reinvent something, we wanted to make sure what we were making looked and felt more like a deli and not like something that you would traditionally see in a vending machine. I was tired of hearing for years the customers say the wheel of death because the vending machine would circle around with the same tuna salad in it. What we wanted to do was it really change the perception of that food. So allowing customers to touch it, allowing customers to feel the weight of it, allow customers to see the freshness of it, and also the variety of it really helps them change the perception and ultimately the value of what we bring to them. The point of differentiation you have to make is either in value or the quality. And I think on both of those fronts, Servomation has really, in large part, changed that value system for employees. So they no longer have to worry about bringing their food from home or having to leave their desk during the day and rush out to get back in time for their break to end. We're bringing something that they can count on in their break room every day, and they know it's going to be there, they know it's going to be fresh, and they don't have to worry about it being sold out or something that they don't enjoy. We've also heavily invested in flavored water machines, so you can get a glass of water with a fresh piece of fruit in it, along with bean to cup coffee machines. So there's not a day that goes by we're not surprised when we get customers that call us and say, we didn't know you could do all this. We're really lucky to have a strong group of dedicated employees. Most of our employees have been with us since inception. They're family to us, and people like doing business with people they like and trust. And I think the same thing goes for employees. In a day and an age where there's a lot of corporations that just look at an employee as a number and don't get to know them, that's just not the way I was raised or how I like to do business. So we're a little old-fashioned. We like getting close to our employees. We like knowing how we can help them. We like knowing how we can improve their lives, adjust their schedules, whatever it may be to help improve their quality of life. And we think in the end that makes for a happier employee. We're fortunate enough to have really grown over the last several years, and from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts to Connecticut, we really do have a strong connection, even though we're not in the rooms every day with these employees. There's not one single employee that we feel like we don't know, and certainly we know they can call us at any time, and they're definitely treated as family to us. I wake up every single day really excited to surprise our customers in a good way. The one thing I can tell you is I think that every one of our employees and every one of our customers will continue to be the forefront of every decision we make.
Find out how Servomation can help you and your business by going to servomation.com.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily, and we bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
And welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York, and you can find new and used vehicles. Their vast array of vehicles of all different shapes and sizes for different needs of different families are right there at Great Lakes Honda City. You can find out what's currently available by going to greatlakeshondacity.com. With that being said, Murph and I are hanging out here in this very special sports card and trading card edition of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and DT and Murphy inside of that. Proudly presented by GG Cards and Breaks on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. GG Cards and Breaks open for you Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6 and on Sundays from 10 to 5. Josh is going to yell at me. He's like, stop saying that we're open on Mondays, making me work more. So we are open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, Sundays from 10 to 5.
He used to be open on Mondays.
He was open on Mondays, yes. But you know what? For everything that team does and how hard they work, they deserve a break. So, Murph, Adley Rushman, where are we at? As well as let's get into the world of grading.
So I just looked it up. I closed it out on my phone, but here it is. So mine was an SGC 9.
Yeah.
An SGC 9.5 sold February 5th. So remember, I got about $1,200 or $1,300 in trade for mine.
Yeah.
This card sold for $350, which means mine's probably worth like $275 now.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. And also why, if you pull a big card early on into the product's life cycle, get rid of it quick. It will plummet in value over time.
Yeah, that's like when I got the big box from GG Cards and Breaks and I got a bunch of this stuff, they said you have it and like you're opening it and it just came out. So not only do you have rare stuff, but it's rare because it's numbered rare. There's only 5, there's only 15, there's only this, there's only that. Your, patch has a word in it. Other patches are not going to have a word in it, but sell it now because you're getting this stuff so early that not only is it rare, but people aren't going to really see this product. So if you put it on eBay, you put it out there, you bring it to shows, people are going to be looking at it going, oh, well, I haven't seen that yet. And they're going to want the new stuff. So they said, don't wait a week, 2 weeks, a month. Sell it now. Put it out there now. Let people see it now, because you're going to be one of the first people to put it out there. So that's another big part of this stock market feel of the world of trading cards and sports cards is when you get it and it's new, put it out there. Even if it's a base card, put it out there. The first Shohei Ohtani in a Dodgers uniform, when it happened, put it out there. Because before you know it, there's thousands of them out there. Nobody cares anymore. They're $1. So when you first put it out there, maybe you get 15, maybe you get 20, because nobody's seen it. So that's what they told me. They said, when you open this stuff, get it out there. Let people see it. Let people know about it. Don't wait on it, because the longer you wait, even if it's of 5 or of 10 or whatever, the longer you wait, people are going to start to see the product, start to get around the product, and they're not going to want it as much. People like to have the new stuff, and when the new stuff comes out, jump on it. So that's where we're at. That's why I just saw this Illusions come out, so I jumped right on it, because I haven't seen the product. So I wanted to get it. So Murph, any quick notes here? Thoughts on grading, because I do want to spend this last half hour doing this box break of 3 wonderful boxes from GG Cards and Breaks.
Yeah, and I want to see what's in those boxes for sure. The Illusions is going to be nice. But yeah, so the big thing, and you kind of just hit on the point there. When the product's new and when there's none out there yet, you're going to get the most money for it, right? So if you've got and this is a prime example of why I made the money on Jaden Daniels that I did.
Yeah.
If you get, and I talked about this before, when a new product comes out, now I'm not really doing it with Optic because there's already too much of that stuff out there. With Mosaic and Donruss, there wasn't much out there yet. Now with Prism and Mosaic and Optic and everything, like, it's all already out there. You're not going to make a lot of money on that stuff. You still might do okay, but you're not going to make a lot of it. So when you grade that stuff, or when you pull that stuff, or just go to shows, just buy it all. Grade it quickly, because the quicker you grade it and the quicker you get it back, the more you will sell it for. That guy that got $2,500 for a base Prism Jaden Daniels when they beat the Lions, that dude is thrilled. I got mine back about a week too late. So I had my stuff, I had all my Prism stuff that was out there. Even my 9s were still $125. If I got that stuff back about a week sooner, I would have sold my PSA 10 for like $700 and my 9s for about $100 a piece. I missed out by about a week, which was unfortunate. But that's a good way of doing it. And you don't have to go and get, like, PSA's been doing these specials where it's $25 and you get them back in half the time.
Yeah.
They haven't done it in the last month or two because they're not, they're backed up right now, which is another thing I wanted to touch on quick. The fact that PSA just increased their grading timelines. SGC did too. SGC used to be 5 to 10 days. Now they're 15 to 20.
Yeah.
So they're not as fast as they used to be, because a lot more people are grading and they're getting backlogged. This is the most cards that have ever been graded at this point in the year by PSA and SGC. So they're getting backed up. The grading specials have helped with that, but I think they're not really doing any good ones right now so that they can catch up on their value bulk and stuff like that. But I took advantage of that when it was available. The cheaper grading specials, when you don't necessarily need to get them back as quickly, are good too, when they're charging you $16-17 to grade the cards instead of 20. The value bulk turbos that I was doing was $25. Sometimes you get them back quick enough, sometimes you don't. It is what it is. One of those orders worked out really well. The other one, not so good. But that's okay. I enjoyed it. And grading is great. Having a good eye and everything is, hugely important to seeing, to figuring out what you can, do well with. And grading is where you're going to make a lot of your money. Like, I've made the most money for me on cards when I've graded them.
Yeah.
Like, I'll buy a card that's not worth a whole heck of a lot raw, and it's worth 10 times that graded. And then it gets to 10 and I sell it. And it works out really, really well. And I've moved quite a few of those cards in the last couple of weeks, which has been nice.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing about grading is picking up these cards and having them and saying, okay, they're worth $4, $10, $2. But if I go ahead and grade it and I get a 10, now all of a sudden it's a $120 card. Pat Mahomes card sitting in my house in a stack. Didn't know I had it. Rookie card. All Mahomes. Base card. Texas Tech. Put it out there. Had it graded. $200 card. Sitting here with me. Few bucks. So, it's always something to look at, folks. Remember that just because it's a base, just because it's not an autograph, it's not a number card, it's not a patch card, doesn't mean it ain't worth something. And a lot of people buy a lot of cards that are PSA 10s, especially rookies, when you can grade it in condition card. It is a perfect card. So
now also though, be careful when you're going to grade a card like that. If it's only $2 or $3 raw, you got to be careful and make sure a 9 isn't worth like $10 or $5.
Yeah, because
you're losing your grading fee for that. Yeah. You want to try to at least make sure that you're going to, roughly break even if you get a 9.
And you know who's really good
in that case
at making sure that the cards that you send are worth sending? Josh Gideon, GG Cards and Breaks. Fantastic at it. Also a good eye, Murph. So we will take a step aside for a fast break here from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. When we come back, it's all box breaks. There's not one.
Yes.
There's not 2. There's not 3. Don't watch Oprah anymore. We're doing it big here. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. You get a box. You get a box. I get a box. We all get a box. It's happening right after this. Stay with us. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
All right, you need to come out here and get yourself the Brooklyn Pickle. I was talking about this with one of my buddies. I was like, yo, there's no better sandwich in the state of New York than the Brooklyn Pickle. And now that I found out that they're going down to North Carolina, we are taking over your taste buds everywhere you are, wherever you're going to be. You need to get yourself out to the Brooklyn Pickle. Pinehurst, you just realized that you found yourself the best sandwich shop that you're ever going to have. This is a glorious moment. It's a blessing to your community. You're welcome. Brooklyn in the house, baby. Go over to the Brooklyn Pickle. You already know what it is.
You heard the man. Head to Brooklyn Pickle Pinehurst on 1788 Old Morgantown Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavocollis.com. That's myAVICOLLIS.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks comes to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Your one-stop sports card and trading card shop is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, Sundays from 10 to 5 with graded cards as well as singles, packs, boxes, every NFL, every MLB, every NBA team. There's nobody that does it like GG Cards and Breaks. The attention to detail, the customer service, the care, love, and concern, and the fact that it is owned and operated by big kids, people that have never forgotten how to love the hobby. And because they love it, they help to spread that to you. Whether you're a first-time sports card collector, trading card collector, or if you've been doing it all your life. GG Cards and Breaks is second to none, and you can experience the difference by going to 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, right off of Teal Ave, Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, and on Sundays from 10 to 5. With that being said, perfect segue, because we're box breaking it thanks to GG Cards and Breaks. I got this from them. This is Pulse, something I've never seen before. It is a Pulse Heat Seeker Edition, 2024 Premier Football. It features only one card, and it's an on-card autograph. We will also be opening in hopes of a Josh Allen Playoff Panini 2021 with Tua on the top. And ironically, in 2024, Tua is also on this box 3 years later. Tua and Dan Marino, a lot of good stuff here as we open up the Premier Illusions box. I have not opened Illusions. I have not opened Panini Playoff 2021. My mom got me one of these boxes for Easter, so I did open it, and we're going to go here first. So this is our triple box break, all brought to you by GG Cards and Breaks, our sports card and trading card shop of choice. Head there today. Let them know that Wake Up Call sent you. So this opens up. Oh, okay. I think I interviewed this guy. So Allie Jennings from Virginia Tech. It comes encapsulated already, and it's Allie Jennings and the third. And so it's an on-card auto, and it says that it's authenticated by Pulse. It's got all the information about him and his school on the back. So Allie Jennings, and it comes up in this very nice little display thing here.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So it's pretty sweet. So we got Allie Jennings. I like it. Virginia Tech, shout out to the ACC. Thanks for over a decade of allowing me and Wake Up Call and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media to be a part of the fun. So now it's time to open up this box. 2021. Didn't even take the plastic off.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah, okay. So that Pulse one was fast. That was just one card. So now we're opening the 2021. By the way, GG Cards and Breaks doesn't just have the cards that you want and the singles and the gradeds and the packs and the boxes. They also have everything you need for your cards. So these sleeves are from GG's. These top loaders are from GG's. I have boxes that are from GG's. And so everything at GG Cards and Breaks to take care of your cards, your one-touch cases, all the good stuff. So now we're going to be opening Playoff, 8 cards per pack, 7 cards per pack. So 8 cards per... Oh, that's a misprint. It says 8 cards per pack, 7 cards per pack. Maybe the misprint box is the good box. All right, let's see what we got.
Well, maybe.
All right, so here we go. Once again, GG Cards and Breaks doing a triple box break. This is the playoff one. I feel good about these already. And I grew up a Miami fan first because I like Dan Marino before I went to the Cowboys, and then the Jaguars getting added in, and Jags being my first, Cowboys being my second. So there's 7 packs. There's 8 cards per pack. The top one I'm saving till last. So here we go.
How about a T-Law auto, huh? Actually, wait, do you get an auto in this box?
Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I just want to be surprised. Okay, so we have Joe Mixon. We have Josh Jacobs. Eric Ebron, member. You member. Allen Robinson. Cooper Kupp. Aaron Jones. Here's our first rookie card, Jalen Phillips of Miami. So we'll put Jalen off to the side. And a rookie card, green parallel of Jeffrey. Oh, no, this is not a rookie card. This is just a green parallel of Jeffrey Simmons, defensive tackle for the Tennessee Titans. So we'll put these off to here, and we'll open our next one. Let's see what we get. Love that.
Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence? Come on.
Come on. Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence. Let's see what we get. All right. So these are going to go over there. So we have Jarvis Landry as a Brown, Mike Williams, Whitney Merciless. Yeah, Kirk Cousins, Amari Cooper, Robbie Anderson. Then we have a Christian Barmore rookie. And we have a Patrick Jones green parallel rookie. You could see the green there on the top. Mm-hmm. So let's keep rocking and rolling here. So this is Panini Playoff 2021. Oh, it actually says unwrap one autograph or memorabilia card per box on average. So we are supposed to get an auto. Come on, Josh Allen. Come on, Josh Allen or T-Law. We'll see what we get. Keenan Allen, David Johnson, Xavier Howard, Zeke, Evan Engram, who's one of my dudes, Drew Brees, Sean Wade. Got a Sean Wade rookie. And we have a chrome insert behind the numbers of DeMarcus Ware. So we got one of those that's come in. I don't know where to go. All right. This is our second box in our GG Cards and Breaks triple box break on Wake Up Call, and presented by the wonderful team at GG Cards and Breaks on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Make sure you head over there, let them know that DT sent you. Let's see what we got here. So, I'm trying to make some space. All right. There we go. I don't want to mess up any of these cards. Let's go over there. All right. So, there we go. A little throwback Dan Marino.
Oh, literally.
My first favorite player. So, we'll take that. Ryan Tannehill, my grandfather's number 2, Papa Cavino. Max Crosby. And shout out to my friend Anthony Caruso's mom, who worked at the Gap at the time. And she made me, for my birthday, a personalized sweatshirt that had the Miami helmet on the front of it, and on the 13, and then on the back 13, I think it said Tortora instead of Marino. So we have Robert Woods, Jair Alexander, Chris Carson. Oh, okay. We got a rookie of Pat the Muth. I love the Muth.
Oh, Pat Fryermuth.
And hopefully we're going to get an autograph card here, because we just got our memorabilia. It's Turning Pro rookie of Kellen Mond. So
I hope so, but usually that just means you get the mem card and that's it.
Well, Anthony pulled more than he was supposed to pull from his Illusions box, so we'll see.
Well, that's good.
Jerome
That's
Bettis.
what I'm the most looking forward to.
Yeah. Devontae Parker, C.J. Henderson, who played for Jacksonville. Jesse Tuggle, Jalen Rieger, Chris Godwin, all those over there. Then Paulson Adebo. I got a lot of defenders. A lot of defensive rookies here. And then we got a call to arms, Drew Lock. Murph wants that. I'll keep it for him. So
Drew Lock.
That's right, baby.
Why do I want Drew Lock?
Drew Lock all day. Keep that on lock. All right. So.
Only Zach Wilson. You know that.
Well, this is for you. Joe Namath.
Oh, Joe Willie.
Pat Mahomes, but not a rookie. Odell Beckham. David Montgomery. Cam Akers. Oh, I got a cool one here. Brett Favre. Then we have
Brett Favre.
MON-FRI. Oh, here's one.
That's a good one.
Here's a good one. Here's a refractor insert Tom Brady call to arms.
Okay.
Got a little Brady. Got a little Brady love. Couple bucks right there. A little Brady's.
12.
All right, this is the one I wanted to open last, so here we go. Here we go. Okay. Top of the card. So I said I wanted either Trevor Lawrence or Josh Allen, and so Trevor Lawrence plays for the Jaguars. Josh Allen is Josh Allen, and I got Josh Allen of the Jaguars, so God is funny. Thanks for the comment.
You kept saying, Josh, you want Josh Allen out of this box. That's who I thought you wanted.
Oh, no. Lamar Jackson.
Because Josh Allen's rookie is 2018.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted something from him. Rob Gronkowski, Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald. Who's this? Jalen Darden, rookie. And a throwback parallel of Dante Culpepper. So, our best of this box. I got so many defensive rookies out of this box. Our best of this box, I would say,
definitely the MON-FRI
is the. Yeah, I'm gonna take the ones out that I think are the best of this box. So no. Okay, yeah. So the Kellen Mond is the patch card, but the MON-FRI rookie, which is in good shape, and the Tom Brady Bucks insert. Those are the best ones we got out of that box. That is 2021 Panini Playoff. So we're going to go ahead and put these away. And then we're going to get ready for the biggest box of the day, which I'm very excited about. This is the one that I wanted to get no matter what. It is the Panini, I've never opened it before, Panini Illusions. Currently on the shelves at GG Cards and Breaks, they have 2023 and 2024 Panini Illusions. It features.
I want to see a good RPA out of that.
Features a 100-card base retail set. This is the Premiere Box. They have the Hobby Box while supplies last. They have the Premiere Box. They might still have some other boxes. 50 cards, 10 packs per box, 5 cards in a pack. You're supposed to find 1 memorabilia and 1 autograph. So not either or. You're supposed to find both. And I believe that Anthony found, I think he found like multiple numbered cards, 2 autograph cards. So, and Anthony picked my box because Anthony, if you know anything about Anthony in the past like many months, he's had the golden touch for any box he's picked for anyone, himself or somebody else. So,
all right, here we go.
Here we go. Oh, this is nice. See a little, you pop it open here, right? And then you see that they have it like that, and then the packs are stacked just in one spot right here. Pretty
okay.
Cool. Like a little gift. Okay.
We want a Michael Penix or J.J. McCarthy RPA out of this box.
Yeah.
Just because those are the only 2 guys that I know have Panini.
Okay. So let's do...
Or are signed with Panini, I should say.
So this is Panini Illusions, 10 packs per box, 5 cards per pack. Here we go. Our final box break of the day from GG Cards and Breaks. Head to GG Cards and Breaks every single week. $6.39 Delmar.
If we hit a
Place.
JJ or Penix auto, I will probably buy it from you.
Okay. I got a rookie card of Malik Neighbors.
That's a good one.
Oh, danger! 29 out of 75 refractor tricolor patch Bucky Irving rookie.
All right.
That's pretty nice.
That's a good one.
Look at that Bucky. You got
That's
the
a nice
dull
patch.
orange, you got the red orange, and you got the black.
That's a good looking patch.
It's a really nice looking patch, Bucky.
I usually don't get many like just patch cards, but that's a good looking one.
No, that's a really good looking patch. So then we got, oh, these cards are tough to read here. We got DJ Moore, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase. So I'm going to put these over.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in the same pack. Look at that.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot. Or like there's like a theme. I'll like get the same guy. So we're going to open this one next. Panini Illusions 2024. Already got a Malik Neighbors rookie. And this one's going to start off with Trevor Lawrence. How about it? So we got, oh, no, not a Trevor Lawrence. This is this considered a wave refract? This card is nuts. It's a wave refractor, but when you move the waves back and forth, it makes the other picture disappear. So if you look at the waves, it actually makes the body of Travis Etienne disappear and leaves his head.
Almost like a hologram card.
That's nuts. Yeah, it looks like a hologram.
That's cool.
It's not
there
his
you
rookie
go. That's
card,
one you're
but
keeping.
it's not a rookie card, but I said Trevor, I meant Travis. But I mean, look at that.
That's one you're keeping.
Oh yeah, so his jersey's here, but because it's all white, it looks like a floating head in a sea because of the waves. That's pretty cool.
That's cool though.
Dak Prescott. Oh, here's my guy right here. Got a nice refractor of Bobo, his rookie card.
Come on.
So got a Bo Nix rookie. Got a Cortland Sutton. Apparently this was the Broncos pack. I got a Bo Nix rookie, a Cortland Sutton, and a Troy Franklin rookie. So shout out to that. All right, let's go here. I'm liking my rookies so far.
JJ Penix, come on.
I'm liking my
autos of either one of those 2 guys.
I got nice cards. Right when I open the pack, I'll see something nice. This one's really cool. This is a Game Magicians rainbow insert here of Jamar Chase.
That's a good one.
It's a cool looking card. Here's my guy, Brian, don't call me Thomas Jr. Rookie card. Everybody knows that at GG Cards It Breaks, I pulled a 101 out of Pete Green's box, and then we made a deal for it. Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and I must have the thing where it's just the team. Look at the rest of the box. They're all Chiefs. All Chiefs. That's nuts. Okay, so I'm gonna put these over here. I got to keep the good ones together, and then I got to top load some of these bad boys. So these are gonna go over here for now. I'll top load them after. All right. Something feels good about this one. I'm gonna put it to the side. We're gonna go underneath to this pack. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see what we got here. So we have Christian Watson, not his rookie, right? No. Sam Laporta.
Nice.
Jameer. Okay, seriously, bro. I'm not kidding with you. Jameer Gibbs, insert 28 out of 75. In the same pack of the Jameer Gibbs insert, 3 Lions. And the other card, a Packer. So all NFC North.
There must be something that they do with that on purpose.
Yeah. So Jameer Gibbs. So this is not Jameer Gibbs' rookie year, but I got Laporta, Gibbs, and Jared Goff. And then we have this crazy... Oh, wow. This refractor is nuts. So it actually looks like crosses and circles. And when you hold it together, it'll make... So let me see if I could do this for you. So you see how they're moving?
I see it. Yep.
And then so you move it like
cool.
this, and then it makes like the cross.
That's sweet.
So that's out of 75. Crazy because the
optical illusion.
Optical
no pun intended.
Illusions. That's your illusions insert. So color match. By the way, so that one's out of 75, 28 out of 75. I think the Bucky is 29 out of 75. So that's kind of funny. All right, so this one was flipped in the other direction, so I'm guessing God wants me to open this one next. Ooh, what is this clear card? There's a card that's clear in here. Okay.
That's interesting.
Let's see. Ooh, nice. So we have Jordan Love. Okay, again. This pack features 3 Packers.
Oh, my God.
In a row. So I've gotten 3 Chiefs, 3 Packers, 4 Lions. Oh, my. So we have Jordan Love, we have Josh Jacobs, and we have Luke Musgrave. And then we have C.J. Stroud, second year. Pretty. And then we have Adonai Mitchell, rookie card, clutch. And it's really cool because on the back it's clear and it has diamonds.
That's sweet.
So that's a cool looking card. I'm going to put that over here. We got 5 packs left. I got 3 that I put aside.
We're still sweating the auto. Come on, give us a good auto.
Please give us a good one. Let's see. Oh, here we go again. 2 Texans, 2 Colts. I feel like I'm playing Go Fish over here. Like, this is ridiculous. So we have Nico Collins.
Do you have any Lions?
Stephon Gibbs. Do you have any packets? Anthony Richardson. Who's this? Adonai Mitchell. This is Adonai's rookie card. So I'm going to put Adonai's over to the side to go with his other insert. And then we have an insert of the Magicians. For Jamar Chase, we now have Jared Goff. I've gotten a lot of Lions in this box. Daniel in the Lions Den. Maybe this is a good sign for my auto. So, all right. Who's this? Brock, don't call me Purdy.
Campbell for your auto then?
Magician? What'd you say?
Maybe like Jack Campbell for your auto or something like that for the Lions?
No, I need to. I want to have. No offense to him. Ooh. So I got the Travis Etienne. Okay, so here we go. 2 Colts, 2 Jaguars. So now we have the refractor of Trevor Lawrence. We have Travis Etienne, the one that's not the wave refractor. And then we have Jonathan Taylor. And this one's going off to the side because those that know. It's a guy that's been on my show a bunch and just saw him last year at the spring game, Zaire Franklin, the nation's leading tackler in the NFL who hails from the Syracuse Orange. Shout out to Zaire, who wears number 44. Okay, so this is, I think, 3 packs in a row where I've opened a Magician first. So here's Jordan Love's Magician. Oh, is this going to be a pack? Nope. 1 Chief, 3 Raiders. I've never opened a box like this in my life.
This is nuts.
Xavier Worthy, red parallel rookie card. And then we have Gardner Minshew, Max Crosby, and Brock Bowers. All there together. So Bowers is a...
2 packs left. 1 auto incoming.
Yes. 2 packs left. This one's thicker. So we're going to go here.
Please let it have an RPA.
Please let it have something good.
A good RPA.
A good one. Oh, I got
How much
Trevor
was this
Lawrence
box?
again. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is funny since I'm a Cowboy and a Jag. So I got a Cowboy on one side, a Jag on the other. So Zeke Elliott, CeeDee Lamb. We got Trey Hendrickson. Is that a rookie?
No.
Trey Hendrickson. We got the 2 wave refractors I got are both Jaguars.
That's great.
They cut the head off. Trevor Lawrence.
And you get to keep those ones.
So remember, it said 1 autograph and 1 relic. 1 autograph, 1 memorabilia. We got 2 memorabilias. So we're still waiting on the auto. We got a Ricky Pearsall. It is a 2 color. There's a color right here in white. Ricky Pearsall, go Gators. And this
the only issue with that is it says on average. So we got to just hope that there's an auto in that last pack.
We got to hope so. This is a 4 of 75. Ricky Pearsall, dual patch. A little bit of red with the white for the Gator. This is the one that feels really thick, though.
RPA.
This one feels thicker than every
JJ
other
Penix.
pack.
JJ Penix. Come on.
Oh, there's definitely a memorabilia card in here.
Save it. Put it at the back.
So we got 3.
Let's sweat it.
We got 3 memorabilia cards. Okay, in this box. So CeeDee Lamb.
You should do like a slow reveal for the camera.
Oh, I will. Oh, this is my guy, color match refractor, Ladd McConkey. I said he'd have a good rookie year. And look, I got all Chargers. So I got Quentin Johnston, Justin Herbert. I have not looked.
Oh, yes! Yes! Yes!
Wow! Yeah.
Yes!
This is crazy.
All right, how much is that worth?
All right.
We will negotiate literally right here.
Okay. So this is
Wait, for starters, how much was the box?
the box was 200.
Okay, I just wanted to have some sort of reference.
Yeah, the box was 2. So this is a J.J. McCarthy rookie patch auto, also known as RPA. It's first impressions, and it is also a parallel here. So it's like that rose
What's it
colored
number 2?
gold parallel rookie, and it is numbered to 299. Wait a second, Murph. Does that say 2? I can't read that. Oh, 31. So my dad's number. So this is a J.J. McCarthy.
It's 31 of 299.
Yeah. So
that's Mike Piazza's number, dude.
There you go. So this is an RPA of J.J. McCarthy to 299, and if you look at the top, this RPA is also paralleled here with a different color. It's got that goldish rose color.
Mm-hmm.
So this has got the parallel color, the rookie card color, the patch color, the auto color, or the autograph, and it's numbered. So we got 3 patches in this box.
So
shout out to Anthony Campbell.
I
love
just
you,
looked
dear.
it up.
Yeah.
How does this not pay for the box? There's 5 sales of this card.
Yeah.
It is 148, 100, 149, 145, 110. How does it not pay for the box?
I know. I agree.
That makes 0 sense.
I agree. I very much agree.
Oh my goodness.
So if
I was really hoping I'd be paying you like $250 for that thing.
You still can, Murph.
I mean, I still could, but I would not make any. I would lose a lot of money on that.
So once again, folks, to take a look at this box and take a look at what we got. I was like, why is this sitting over here? So to go back through it again, let me just piece these together ever so gently so that y'all can see them in their glory here. So I'm going to put these where they need to be. And then we're going to put the insert there. We're going to put that there. This. Why is this one there? This doesn't need to be there. Okay. So these are going to go over here. So we have the 2 wave refractors are the Jaguars, where their heads look like they're floating. These 2,
Those are sick.
yeah, these are really
Especially
cool.
with you
looking
being a
cards.
Jags fan, those things are sick.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like being a Jags fan, I get like really cool Jags cards recently. Well, really in general. Zaire Franklin, because I know him. He's going over there. Zai, if you're watching and listening, I appreciate you. Send you my love. And then we have Game Magicians, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and the only one that's not a quarterback, CD Lamb, for our Magician inserts. And
Go.
then we have Troy Franklin's rookie card. We have the Jahmyr Gibbs Insane Illusions numbered card. We have the Adonai Mitchell clear card in the back with the diamonds on it. We have Adonai Mitchell again. We have the color match Xavier Worthy. We have the Brock Bowers. We have Ladd McConkey. We have the Malik Neighbors amazing rookie insert. So we got a bunch of those. I know I'm missing one of them because I put it in here by accident. Let me find it really quick. And I know exactly who it is because I really like this guy. So let me find where I put it. Here it is. Bobo Nix. So there's Bo Nix's rookie card. Love me some Bo. Shoot. Okay. And the 3 biggest ones that we got, the Ricky Pearsall dual patch numbered card here of his rookie card. So it's a rookie expectations numbered to 75, 64 of 75, dual patch, a little bit of red and white. We have the Bucky Irving tricolor patch, 29 out of 75 rookie card. And then we have the RPA with the gold parallel numbered to 299, JJ McCarthy of the Minnesota Vikings, your future starting quarterback this season for Minnesota, who let go of Sam Darnold.
Man, and you know what sucks? Like, I was really hoping that was going to be worth like $250 or $300, and then I would basically pay for your box.
But keep in mind too, we're off season around draft time, so that's probably going to go back up.
Oh, sure it is. So you can say no to me. Don't be afraid to say no to me. All right.
Yeah.
Because knowing you, I understand that you might want to hang on to this for a little bit, being that you pulled it. If I was to make you an offer right now, I would actually wait. Hang on.
Must have known the beat. Oh, and the Troy Franklin rookie. Pardon me, I didn't put that one out there.
If I was to make you an offer right now for this card,
Yes.
I would probably pay you $115 is where I would probably want to pay you. Now again, you can say no to me. Don't feel bad. That is okay.
I'm gonna hold for a minute and
I don't blame you. I think you should.
I'm gonna reconvene my conversation with you in a little while.
You got it.
But what a nice card! And how about that? To have
That's a great card. That's a great card to end the box break.
right, and it was the last card, and it was the one
Literally.
that I put aside. So like, and then to come through this and to have this box say that you get one memorabilia card on average, and they're all numbered, they're all rookies, and one is an auto, and 2 out of 3 of them are at least a dual patch, and one of them is a tricolor patch. It's a nice box. Anthony, I don't know what it is, but don't wash them hands, baby. Don't wash them hands. So this is coming from
ripping a JJ out of there. That is great.
and you know what? I got a JJ from the other big box that I pulled out of there. I had another JJ. I think I sold that one. That was another purple patch, but that was from a different box that had just come out, and I pulled a JJ from that one too. So JJ and Bo, good things are happening. So that Bucky Irving patch is sick.
That's a good looking patch.
It's like it's black.
You got to get some thick top loaders from over there.
This is black the black is separating the old Bucks logo and the new Bucks logo because they went from dull orange to red orange. So that's really cool. And it's like even like right down the middle. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, shout out to this box, Panini Illusions. I was really excited about it, and I knew I wanted it, and I got JJ. RPA.
That's awesome that you hit that thing, man.
RPA of the JJ. I love it. So, with that being said, for Murph and myself, Dan Tortora, starting off the last week that has April in it for this year, believe it or not, we thank you for tuning in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Murph, as always, I appreciate you, and I send you my love, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we thank you for tuning in, and we remind you that we're up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Of course, we're on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you got to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. And many thanks to the Brooklyn Pickle in Southern Pines, down the road from Pinehurst Golf Course, which is part of the PGA circuit. From New York to North Carolina, you'll find the Brooklyn Pickle on 1788 Old Morganton Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Head there today. Let them know that DT sent you to North Carolina. And our team of partners in Central and Upstate New York, Great Lakes, Honda City, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, GG Cards and Breaks, MON-FRI, the snack capital of the world, Avicoli's, Servomation, Mother's Cupboard, Chick-fil-A Cicero, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Pizza Man, Brian's Landing, and we are the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of who? You know. The Lemoyne College Dolphins, it's Fins Up every single month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Dolphins Wednesday during Dolphin time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni join us on Wake Up Call. Wake Up Call has provided an opportunity and a service to Lemoyne that they have never had in the history of their college. Never had a multimedia marketing partnership and have never had this much exposure. The Dolphins are on youtube.com /WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find our Lemoyne playlist. You also find the Dolphins on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to LemoyneDolphins.com and Fins Up. What it do? The Bobcats. The Bobcat Buzz coming to you every single month. Student athletes, coaches, administration, and alumni. The Bobcats are with us in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership. Find their wonderful student athletes, coaches, administration, and more by being right here with us every single month. YouTube.com /WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell. See our BSC Syracuse playlist of over 100 episodes with the Bobcats. You can also find them on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to Syracuse.bscbobcats.com and go Bobcats. The Binghamton University Bearcats are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Bearcats every Tuesday during Bearcat Time, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time worldwide. Student athletes, coaches, administration, alumni, all here with us in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University. Find them on youtube.com /WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find our Binghamton playlist. You can also find the Bearcats on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to BinghamtonBearcats.com and go Bearcats. With that being said, I want to thank Murph for being a part of the show. Inside of MON-FRI, what's poppin'. GG Cards and Breaks for being amazing. And all these boxes came from GG's. And y'all need to get yourself over there so you can get something cool as well. Like all this good stuff, including our best card of the day, GG Cards and Breaks. GG bringing us JJ right here on Wake Up Call. Have a beautiful day from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. You know what it is, but we're going to say it anyways. And you can buy our apparel and put it right on the back of your sweatshirts and t-shirts. God bless. No stress. Do your best. What does that mean? Remember that God is with you no matter what happens. Remember He has blessed you no matter what you're focusing on that's hurting you right now. Don't stress, because stress will only kill and hurt you. Worrying doesn't solve problems. Pray about everything, worry about nothing, and do your best, because your best will be good enough, more than good enough, for those that truly love you. Have a beautiful day. We'll talk soon. From the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, this is Wake Up Call, and this was fun.